अस्सलाम वालेकुम टू ऑल माय व्यूअर्स। तमाम नाज़रीन को मेरी तरफ़ से सलाम। ये देखिए, आज मैं आपके लिए एक नया ऑर्किड, जो नया से मुराद है कि मेरे पास ये अभी इसने फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इट ब्लूम्ड in my place, so I thought that probably it's a good idea that I share this beauty with you. This is a typical Dendrobium phalaenopsis orchid. Okay, so if you understand the structure of it, you can actually see that it's a sympodial orchid, and as it's an epiphyte, so we usually grow it in quite open medium here. So what I have used here, मैं ज़्यादातर कोयला चारकोल इस्तेमाल करता हूँ, और उसके साथ कभी कभार, मतलब नॉट ऑलवेज, बट समटाइम्स आई ऑल्सो हैव दोज चंक्स ऑफ कोकोनट क्वायर, because coconut coir is something that is quite good in absorbing moisture, and it retains the moisture for a longer time. And since we are living in this environment where it's sometimes extremely hot, and it gets dry also, so the medium gets completely dried up, it gets bone dry even after probably 2 or 3 days. So it's a better idea that you have something in the medium that actually keeps the or retains the moisture there. So let's come back to this flower here. Now look at this flower here. It's not a rare Dendrobium variety, because I have already seen this flower or this variety on few YouTube channels. And here in this part of the world where we are living, the vendors, when they sell the orchids, they usually do not tell us the name, the the varietal name, or even the species or whatever. So we just have to look here and there, and then sometimes we can actually easily find it also. Like if you just match the picture with the one that you have, so you can actually get the name there. So मेरे साथ भी यही हुआ कि मतलब जब मैंने ख़रीदा था, there was already flower there. I can actually show it here. See this one, the dried spathe here. So I got like 3 flower spathes, and all 3 actually had flowers. And when the vendor gave it to me, the vendor actually did not purchase it or did not import it right away. He grew it at his place for probably few years, and then I gave him my orchid, and then in exchange he actually gave me this one. So what I normally do, I usually do not sell orchids, because sometimes people probably do not have like, I cannot say that they don't have the taste. Probably they don't know. They do know, and sometimes they cannot take care of the orchid, because they know that sometimes for some people it's a lot of work, so they don't grow it here. So we don't find many people purchasing orchids here. So what I do, whenever I have something which is like an extra, or I have divided it, so I take it to this nursery man there. And since he knows me, so what he does is that he takes my plants, and then in exchange he gives me some of the varieties that I don't have. So last year in September I got it, and this is September 22. So this year it gave me this flower here. Now this flower is much bigger than what I had on these 3 spades there. Okay, but then I just got one single spade. Okay, so, and there are how many, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 flowers, 9 or 10 flowers here. I especially like the color, because it's purple, but it's like bluish purple, so it's very much like the color of aubergine, right? But then I have seen it that if you bring it in the white light, then the color changes. But when you take it to something which is like yellowish, so the color changes. So let me show you here. Like, I just switch on this bulb, and then I can show you the change of color. Probably I can do it. Let's see. Check it, right? Now as I change the the light here, it's yellow light now, right? So you can actually see that the tinge of blue there is all gone. So it's like probably a bit like magenta, dark magenta or something, but not at all bluish. But as I open this light, white light there, see the change of color. So the same thing happens outside also. like if it is very early morning or late afternoon, when we have this, you know, yellow kind of color or tinge in the air, so you can actually see the change of color. So this is the whole of it. There's this new growth coming here, right? And I expect another new growth coming from this side also. At the moment the root are also growing fine, so you can actually see the tips of the root, the green tips, which is the sign of its health. And we have this healthy sap also. You can actually see this healthy sap. So healthy sap actually tells you that your orchid is happy, or happy sap, I think we call it. Yes, we call it happy sap. Now this was also infested with the spider mites, and I had to, you know, like fight this battle against spider mites there, rubbing them with, you know, like different types of oils and then detergent, and sometimes spraying them with detergent or something. So I just did not lose my heart, and I kept on doing it whatever I could. And luckily, you know, I just got rid of this. But nobody can say that you have completely gotten rid of these spider mites, because they have this tendency of coming back, right? So that's it for today. I hope I bring some more orchids that are flowering to you in my next video. Okay, thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz.